So today I'm working on this jacket, which is for my husband to wear at the Asylum Steampunk Festival in Lincoln in 3 weeks' time. It's been made for a while, but I need to do some alterations on it, just to take it in a little bit, just to fit him a little bit better. So that's my job for this afternoon. I've already done this side. I just need to finish off attaching the skirt, the peplum section, back to the waistband, and then I've got to finish doing this side. As you can see, it's got to be taken in about an inch under the arm, which means I also need to take out the lower section of the sleeve and take it in on the seams. It's not a one-piece sleeve, it's a two-piece sleeve, so there's two seams that need to come in on the front and one on the back there as well. So it's a little bit of a pig job, but it'll look good when it's done. Just alterations aren't my favourite thing to do, but I thought you'd like to see how we go along and follow my progress. Okay, so that's the lower section of the jacket, the peplum taken in on the waist and tapered down towards the bottom. So the next stage, well, I've just got to give that a little bit of a press just to tidy it up and neaten that, but the next stage is then to take in the side of the bodice sections and take out the lower section on the sleeves. I shouldn't need to completely detach the sleeve because it's just this lower section up to the seams that I'm working on, so that top section can stay in situ for now. And it's fiddly to get it all through the little hole that I'm working through, which is what makes it quite awkward. But it's doable with a bit of care and taking your time. So that's the next job. So that's the lower section of the sleeve unpicked from the bodice. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see when it's a bit sort of crumpled up like this. But luckily I've used a different colour on that section of the sleeve so you can see the slight difference. If you're wondering why I've actually used different coloured lining fabrics for this project, it's not something I would normally do with, say, a customer order, but it was just to use up remnants from my stash, really. I didn't have quite enough of the gold habitai lining, but I had a little bit of the ivory, which works in with the colour scheme of the outfit. So that's the only reason why I'm using different colours. But it's just, yeah, just makes it handy for you to see what I'm doing. So yeah, so this is the lower, the under section of the sleeve. And if I turn it like that, you can see there's the seam lines for the sleeve. So I just need to take those in about 1 centimetre on each one, which works out about enough for the difference that I'm taking out of the bodice. So I hope that makes sense. I know what I'm doing in my head. So yeah, so take those seams in a little bit, and then I can restitch that back on just under there. So like I said, I don't need to take the entire sleeve out for this. There's just enough room that I can work at the bottom of the sleeve without having to completely do that from scratch. So onward we go. the worst parts of the alterations done. So that's the seams, the side seams of the jacket on both the lining and the outer of the jacket. The lower edge of the armholes restitched in and taken in a little bit as well on those seams in there. So I've just got to now just restitch the waistband or the waistline together and hand stitch the lining down. But before I do that, I am just going to pop a couple of little shoulder pads just in to the shoulders of the jacket, just to help lift it a little bit where it's sitting on the shoulders, and just give it a little bit more shape and stability. So yeah, so we're getting there. Yay! Okay, so it's a few hours later now, and the adjustments are done. So under the arm, taking the side in, tapering down into the peplum, and also taking in the sleeve so it fits back in the armhole where I've had to make the armhole smaller, and I've done that on both sides. So it's not really any difference that you can see as such, but they're just the alterations that needed doing. I've also added on a placket stand just behind the front opening of the jacket, and what I'm going to do is add some additional hooks and eyes into here just to make the fastening a bit more secure, because these knot fastenings, although they're functional, they're more decorative than anything. So that's that job done. So that's just a little bit of hand sewing to do on there. If you're wondering why I didn't make it to fit my husband in the first place rather than doing the alterations now, the reason for that is it was designed to be a showpiece for the business, and it was made to go on a mannequin, and then I was going to find a model to fit it for photography. And after working on I put a lot of work into this one as well, but after working on the ladies' accompanying outfit for this set, and putting a lot of hours of work into it, I thought, you know what, I want to wear it myself. And that means my husband has to dress to match. So that's why, yeah, it wasn't intended that he was going to wear it in a few weeks' time, but that's what's happened. So there we are. So my next task, so I'm sort of finishing off details on the jacket, is to do the trousers, and I've just ordered some wool fabric for those. So it's a lovely dark royal blue, which goes quite nicely with the silk that we've used on here. So that should be due to come this week, and I can get those made up into using my Victorian sort of Edwardian pattern that I have for men's trousers. And then the final job is the military belt that goes with it, because obviously it is a military inspired ensemble. So I do actually have, well, it's actually my husband's, have this vintage military dress belt, but I don't know if you can see, it's sadly in a little bit of poor condition. I have attempted to repair it with a little bit of red fabric in there, but it's not great, so I'm not keen to use it to wear, but we shall see. So I might end up making a new decorative belt, probably have to or something as more of a kind of a sash style rather than a belt style, but I'm not 100% decided yet. I mean, that's probably going to come down to a time factor more than anything in the next few weeks. So yes, so I hope you have enjoyed this little sew along to see progress on the outfits for the Asylum Steampunk Festival 2019. Hopefully, if you like this video, I'll do some more, and you can see some more of the projects that I'm working on in the next few weeks, and then I'll hopefully see you all at Asylum. Bye guys!